Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel, on our website, or our social media. Reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. This is possibly the best Breitling for Bentley watch ever. Launched for 2019 in 1,000 pieces, this is the stainless steel Breitling Premier B01 Bentley Centenary Limited Edition. A timepiece 42 millimeters in diameter by 14 millimeters thick by 49.6 millimeters lug-to-lug, and if we include the end links of the bracelet, the full distance across the wrist is 53 millimeters. There's a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. When you throw this watch on the wrist, you might be surprised. Being both a Bentley-themed watch and a Breitling, you'd expect it to be huge. But it's not. There truly has been a sea change at Breitling, and today the watches are designed to be worn and worn on human wrists. My 16 centimeter circumference wrist wears this one well. There's no overlap at the edge, and I could say that down to about 14.5 centimeters circumference, you're going to wear this one well. The shape of the case helps. As you can see, the lugs drape down solidly. They're not too long. There's some curvature and effective camber to the case. The bracelet's a good-looking piece. As you can see, the slash-cut design with small individual links is handsome as well as fairly fluid on the wrist. The 7-link design, sized by removing links fixed by screws, no pin sleeves here, comes with a clasp, which you can see includes several internal drilled divots, 4 divots drilled, so you can use your strap tool to change the anchoring position of the bracelet inside the clasp. Single swing arm, polished, clamshell lock. You can see the Breitling B is now bereft of its wings, as Breitling wants you to think of it as an air, sea, and land sport company. This is a bit of a vintage-inspired line, the Premier. Launched in October 2018, it was designed to recall the Premier watches of the 1950s, and so you can see a little bit of that inspiration here. Lovely wraparound bevels to the lugs, and a combination, as you'll note, of satin and polish. There's an engine-turned Bentley bolt-fixed nameplate on the side, recalling both the interiors of historic Bentley road and race cars, as well as some of the custom touches often lavished on the inside of modern Bentley motor cars. The sapphire is a box section designed to evoke a vintage plexiglass, and you can see that there is a special crown that's shared with the aviator models that's deeply and sharply knurled with both satin finished and polished rectangular chronograph pushers. The showpiece of this watch is the burl elm dial, and it is a very raw, minimally treated piece of wood. It's not like the embalmed, overly varnished wood you commonly see in car interiors. You can really see the grain of the wood, particularly between 10 and 11. And then you can see, I'll show you this to good effect, what I first thought was a scratch on the dial is just an incredibly deep knot around the index at 4 o'clock. So this is a real piece of wood, and significantly, it looks like wood. It has a wonderful gradient of color and texture, and then we have all applique indices with a tachymeter outboard, the tachymeter allowing you to use the chronograph to gauge the speed of an object over, for example, a kilometer or a mile. Now we also have polished hands at center with a red varnished counterweighted chronograph seconds hand. We have another one of those Breitling B logos, twin sunken registers in black to contrast with the dial. New Breitling CEO, or I should say relatively new Breitling CEO, Georges Kern, wants you to think in-house movement when you see a tone-on-tone or two-tone Breitling dial. So you have the extraordinary wood dial, and then we're going to turn this watch over. And you can see the Bentley logo on the reverse side. 100 meters water resistant, but also take note of the caliber B01 inside. This is a 41 jewel version of the B01 with the twin counters rather than the 3, but it has all of the underlying refinements, including the column wheel and the vertical clutch. You can see the column wheel operating. It allows for crisp actuation feel, and the vertical clutch allows you to start the chronograph without any stagger or jump to the seconds hand. You can also leave the chrono running if you prefer, because of the vertical clutch there is no additional wear and tear. Now the watch, of course, features hacking or stop seconds, as well as a quick set for rapidly cycling the date. It has the vertical clutch, the column wheel, the 70-hour power reserve, and of course, it is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer adjusted in 5 positions. It's also a good-looking movement. For a movement that was not designed to be seen as originally conceived in the 2000s, it is surprisingly photogenic, and it is genuinely satisfying to have a display case back on this model. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com to own the best ever of the Breitling for Bentley series. Breitling for Bentley beating away at 28,800 vibrations per hour in the dark.